Well, you want to call the broker then?
Yeah, let's call him.
Okay. How about you, Benny? You want to call him? Two weeks ago, this was just an idea. Now it feels like everything hinges on this one phone call. The first time we stepped onto the Lagoon 40, something shifted. It was the first boat that didn't immediately feel like a compromise. ICW friendly, owner's version, solar, lithium, generator, water maker, it checked almost every box we've been talking about for months. So we're here at a marina in St. Augustine, and we just got done looking at a boat. This is actually the second time we've looked at it. It is a Lagoon 40, and for us, it's a little bit exciting because it's the first boat that we've seen that sort of ticks a lot of our major boxes. It's ICW friendly.
Yep.
It's a 3-cabin owner's version. It's never really been chartered. It's had 2 owners.
It's pretty
It's
clean.
got a lot of space. It's clean. It's got a lot of upgrades. It's got a water maker. It's got a generator. It's got a massive amount of solar. It's got a 900 amp hour lithium batteries. It's got a lot of the things that we really want. And one thing that is really on our list that it does not have, though, is laundry, I think.
But we're going to speak to somebody and see how ridiculously expensive or not it is to get it installed.
Yeah, so we're going to spec that out and figure it out. One of my other concerns with it is just like it's a 2018. It has its original rigging still, meaning it's going to need to be replaced pretty soon. And as we all know, that's really expensive, and that's definitely got to be worked in to the price that we get for this boat. Other, minor little things with it. It needs a new chain. It needs a new this, a new that. But overall, I think there are things that we can tackle on our own.
Yeah, I wouldn't say anything was glaring or deal breaking.
Yeah. It's a really nice boat. We got to turn the engines on today, and I think that felt really nice.
Really cool to have the engines of a boat that might be ours running.
And it sounded nice. It felt nice. We got to see the electronics running. We got to, kind of get a little bit more emotionally connected.
We played a little bit of house today.
Yeah. We had narrowed it down to 2 models, the Lagoon 40 and the Leopard 40. On paper, the Leopard is bigger. More seating, more openness, laundry already installed. Okay, well, we just got done looking at this Leopard 40 behind us here, and we wanted to check it out because it's really one of the 2 model boats we've really narrowed it down to that we think that we're going to want to purchase. Just getting off of this one, how do you feel about it overall, Jason?
I mean, on paper it shouldn't be bigger, but it does feel bigger just the way it's configured. And there's a lot of seating space that I know that Ricky doesn't necessarily need.
Yeah, I mean, listen, between the back of it and the inside the saloon, you have like 16 places to sit. I said to Jason, like, the 2 of us, what are we going to do? Play musical chairs and sit in a different place every day? I mean, it does seem more like an entertaining type boat, whereas I think Jason and I will probably be by ourselves 99% of the time. Other than that, I mean, I do like it. Like, listen, the inside does have more space. At least it feels like it has more space. The front door is really nice. The front tramp, having no catwalk down the middle, is nice. Having the windlass protected and a cabinet, that's really nice. So it does have a lot of positives that sort of outweigh the Lagoon.
It also has laundry.
It also does have laundry, which is a plus, obviously. But this boat is not nearly as equipped. It doesn't have as many things.
I'd say I don't really like the helm station. The sailing controls all come to the right side, off the side of the boat right here, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's only 2 inches.
That's weird. They only have 2 winches. I really don't like the way it's set up for sailing.
There's like barely any solar.
I like the way that it's set up for living. I don't like the way it's set up for sailing. And again, it doesn't have the lithium upgrades. It doesn't have the solar. It doesn't have a lot of those other bells and whistles. It doesn't have a bowsprit.
And the mast is forward.
Yeah. So, I mean, listen, there's some positives. There's some negatives. I like it. I don't. I still like the Lagoon. There's still some downfalls for that. So we're really not settled. It wasn't bad. It just didn't feel like ours. And that's a strange thing to admit about something you haven't bought. The 3rd time we went back to the Lagoon, it stopped being a tour and started becoming a test. Could we actually live here? All right, so here we are once again back at the same familiar marina we found ourselves at multiple times over the last few days. We're here to see the same boat yet again, third time.
Third time. And this time we went through all the bilges and every compartment we could find. We were like, looking for anything that might stick out like a sore thumb, and there really wasn't much.
Yeah, no, I mean, I went to every storage locker on the boat, all 52 areas that I could find. I categorized them, I photographed them, like I'm getting mentally prepared to like find where all of our stuff is going to go on the boat. I think is at the stage that I'm in mentally right at the moment. We're still trying to figure out a few little things. We still don't have a 100% answer on where our laundry machine is going to go, which is a big sticking point for Jason, but I think we're going to get that pretty soon. So yeah, at this point, I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm like connected to the boat, but I am starting to feel a little bit connected to the boat. How about you?
I've been feeling more and more connected to the boat day by day, even especially coming here now 3 times.
And also we've seen other boats.
Yeah.
And as we've seen these other boats during the same time frame, none of them felt kind of how I felt with this boat. I mean, I know Jason has concerns about the salon size, which, justifiable, but today we actually took the big dining room table out of the salon. It's removable, and once we did that, it's completely opened up the space. And when we're seeing a lot of these other boats, they've done the same thing, so it's almost like it wasn't an apples to apples comparison, but today we got to see that apples to apples comparison. So anyways, we'll keep you updated on how it goes. The rest of this week, we're going to really try to figure out the laundry thing and answer a few of our outstanding questions, and then we'll have an update for you.
That was the moment it got dangerous, not because the boat was perfect, but because we could see ourselves living on it. And once you see that, you can't unsee it. The boat's not the only decision. Insurance, financing, where would we keep it? How would it actually work? This wasn't just buying something, this was rewriting our lives.
So I figured we'd come down to the ICW to catch a little bit of peace and think about our future boating life. Today's been a little bit, I don't want to say anxiety ridden, but it's been a little bit of anxiety just because I've been roping up loose ends, trying to figure out, insurance, financing, where we're going to keep the boat, a lot of these various things that we're going to have to decide when and if we actually put in an offer on a boat. And that's been causing me a little bit of anxiety. But how have you been feeling today?
I mean, while I haven't been delving into the finances or the insurance part of things, I've been trying not to let myself mentally unpack onto a boat that we haven't put an offer in on yet. But something about that boat, it just keeps calling us back. And so I've been trying to not get too ahead of myself, but at the same time, still excited. So it's a little bit of conflicting feelings.
Yeah, we saw the boat again this morning, and we really just wanted to dive headfirst into it to just really start envisioning what life would be like if we were to put an offer on that. But we really, tomorrow and the next day, I think the tension is gonna build, because I think really by the end of this week, we have to make a decision on, is this the life for us? Because if this is the life for us and we've already narrowed it down to these 2 specific models of boats, this is probably the boat for us. If this is the life for us, this is probably the boat for us. So we really have a lot of big decisions to make.
We kept asking ourselves one question, not, is this the right boat, but are we actually ready to do this?
Well, the last 2 weeks have been a whirlwind. We've seen a lot of boats, we've had to come to a lot of decisions, and I think we're ready to finally decide. What do you think?
I mean, I don't see anything else changing, so I think we've made a decision.
Well, you want to call the broker then?
Yeah, let's call him.
Okay. How about you, Benny? You want to call him?
Hey, Ricky and Jason, what's going on?